You obviously, you mightn't have been along with John a lot off stage on tour, but can you tell us, for people listening, your impressions of John as a person when you were in his presence?
My first meeting professionally of John was in Oslo.
Yes.
And I was to do a sound check, and I walked on stage, and I don't get nervous. I don't get nervous meeting people. I'm blessed like that. But I was, let's say the blood pressure might have been up a little bit.
Yes. Normal.
And I'm walking towards John, and I'm like, this really is John Prine. This is the John Prine that I sat in the audience looking at for 20 years.
Yes.
And within seconds, he put me at ease. His lack of ego, his humanity, his sense of humour, he really had no ego. I really mean that. The guy was just an ordinary Joe.
Yes.
Who wrote exceptional songs.
He had a great... Now, I didn't know John Prine, but from reading about him and hearing what people saying, it seemed like he had a great humility about him.
Oh, unreal.
Yeah.
I mean, I've been around a lot of famous people, and quite a few of them have egos, major egos, and there's temper tantrums and there's demands. There's none of that around John, so there wasn't.
No, he definitely never let fame go to his head.
No, he really didn't. I mean, you could see John with food on his t-shirt. He was just an ordinary person.
Yeah.
He'd walk past you and he'd know your name and how are you, what's the crack, to an ordinary member in the theatre or something. He was just a real, genuine guy. Yeah. He was just, yeah.
And people loved him.
One of the good ones.
People loved him, yeah.
They did. They loved him for that,
Yeah. So the tour then, obviously, Tanya, when you did perform with John Prine, how many nights was it?
We did Oslo, we did Amsterdam, and we did the National Concert Hall in Dublin.
Yeah. That must set like pride of place that for you to say that.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I mean, to sing with one of my heroes, number one, but, especially Dublin, when I got to sing, to the home crowd, it was fabulous.
Yeah, that's a great honour for you.
Oh, yeah.
Can you tell us, and obviously you touched on the fact that his wife's from Ardara, Fiona, and they're a family well known in Ardara, and John.
They are indeed.
Yeah, John was a frequent visitor to Ardara when he got the chance.
John was an honorary Ardara man, an honorary Irish man, so he was.
Yes.
John and Fiona was one of the Whelans from Ardara. They'd be a well-known family now. Bart Whelan and Martin and all those.
Yes.
Her father was Donal. He was a teacher, and Donal unfortunately died very young.
Yes.
And but Fiona and her sisters, her siblings, and her mum stayed in Ardara for a while, and then they moved away. But they've all been around Ardara. They all still have Donegal accents,
Yeah. I've actually, I think I saw something online and it was actually quite funny. I think where Fiona was saying something about John, when he used to introduce himself, he'd say in Ireland, Johnny O'Prine or something.
That's right. And when he filled out the forms coming into Dublin Airport, the customs, he'd say Johnny O'Prine, which cracked me up. He did. Oh, John is very funny. I mean, you can tell that. You can tell that in the songs. He was a very, very funny man.
And the amount of songs, Tanya, that's the one thing that strikes me. Like, a lot of people are lucky to get one or two good songs in their lifetime in terms of if they're writing it, it'll be a big hit. But John has an endless array of songs.
Endless array. I mean, there's a lot of Irish people out there don't know who John Prine is. But if I started singing some of their songs,
they'd know that.
Or, like Daniel had a hit with I Wanna Dance With You. That's a John song.
Yeah.
Yeah. And, Speed of the Sound of Loneliness, that was covered by, I think, Philomena Begley.
Yes.
There's a lot of songs out there that John sang that people don't know that John wrote, know.
I'm not just saying this, but I actually do prefer, like, that Speed of the Sound of Loneliness. I do prefer John's version of that.
Oh, me too. Personally, I do too, yeah.
It's fantastic.
Yeah.